Okay, well, happy March 25th. Today, I want us to focus on this lower quartile and upper quartile. And I think IXL makes it pretty easy because we need to know this because tomorrow we're going to do something called box and whisker plots. So if you want to get a preview, you could always go to IXL. But the key here today is to really figure out our lower quartile and upper. And there's a couple of things you're going to do with that. So I'm going to use this data set right here, and he has already put it in the right order for you. So it makes it easier. But if he didn't, what we would do to figure out the lower quartile is just separate everything into, you can see right here, here's my data points, and I separate everything in half. So this is my lower quartile and this is my upper. And in the data set below, what is the lower quartile? Which means what number is in the middle of the lower quartile, right? What number is this? And then for the upper quartile, it is 6. So you see here we have 3 is the lower quartile number and 6 is the upper quartile number. It is really that easy to split up the data. So I'll give you another example. Okay, so we have again in the data set, what is the lower quartile? Well, we know right away that we have to split up our data into 2 parts. We have to split it up between the upper and the lower. And I'm going to split it up right down the middle, so that means I'm going to split it right there. And he wants our lower quartile. So what number is in the middle right there? Well, that's pretty easy. That's a 2. So that's the lower. If the question was what is in the upper quartile, well, that's pretty easy too. It would be a 7. So the lower quartile is the median, not mean, median of the lower half. And the upper quartile is the median of the upper half. So that's what you're doing when you're figuring out quartiles. So let's take a look at another problem. Okay, so this is another example of putting my data and figuring out what is the lower quartile. Well, this one, we're going to divide our data into upper and lower again. So I'll put my lower ones in green, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are going to be in green. And I'll put my upper ones in orange, right? So that's my upper quartile. But he's only asking for lower, so that means that he's only asking the median for the lower. Well, we know how to figure out the median. This crosses this out. Uh-oh, we now have 2 numbers here. Well, how do we figure out the median of 2 numbers right there? All we do is 3 plus 1 equals 4, and then 4 divided by 2. So the lower quartile answer is 2. Okay? Let's figure out, just for fun, let's figure out the upper quartile. So I'm going to clear that. And again, remember what we said about the upper set of data. And then to figure out the median, I'm going to cross. Uh-oh, I'm right in between there, right? So that's pretty easy. I add my 2 numbers in between, which is 11, and 11 divided by 2. Well, that's pretty easy. It's 5 point, oh, that's a nice 5.5 right there. Okay, so not too bad today. Okay, here's another problem you might get in IXL. So again, we're going to split our data in half, right? So let's start with figuring out the median. So that's pretty easy. Remember how we do that? Cross, 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 cross. Oop, I got it. My median is 7. Well, that was pretty easy. Now what we're going to do, and I'm going to clear those drawings out. And remember my median is 7. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide my data again in half. So if I divide my data in half, my lower quartile, I'm going to divide it right in half, is 4. And my upper quartile is right in the middle, which is 9. So that's what I'm doing, and it's that easy. It's not too bad. This will get us ready for box and whiskers. So I want you today to do HH7 in IXL. I'm looking for 40 minutes in IXL. Some of you might be able to get up to 100 on this, and I would love to see if you could do 100. If you are at 100 and you really get this and you don't really need to practice anymore, I'm going to challenge you. And remember, you don't have to write any of this down, because in IXL I can see exactly how much time you guys take. I'm going to challenge you then tomorrow, if you really understand this, to kind of do anything you want in HH or GG, to kind of like challenge yourself and try it. Maybe you want to do HH5, or you've never done HH4. Try anything else, but remember, the key to get all points is to do 40 minutes. And for sure you're going to start with HH7. I think you're going to really like this, because it's going to get, you're going to get to a point where you're going to get really fast and it's going to be really easy. And then tomorrow we'll do box and whisker charts. Okay, have a great day. Oh, I changed our Zoom times because it got a little crazy with so many people. You guys now could log into Zoom at 11:30 and ask any questions you want. So your time is at 11:30, and that's posted on Google Classroom. All right, hope everyone has a great day. Bye, guys.